Hey guys, it's Michael here at Home Health Success Academy, and this is one of our videos at Shorten the Sales Cycle series in order to be able to increase your referral sources and then at the same time is decrease the amount of time that you spend trying to acquire that potential referral source. So let me ask this question. Have you ever gone to a referral source and you marketed your company, or one of your marketers actually has done this and they've gone to the company and all of a sudden they come back and then all of a sudden they say, oh, we did a great presentation. We had an amazing time. They really loved us. They said they're going to send patients to us. And then a month later happens and then no referrals. Month 2 happens and no referrals. Pretty much by month 3, you even forgot about that place. You stop even thinking about it. Whatever happened to that location? Why? Because your marketer, or if you as a person that's marketing your company are now worried about the new places that you're visiting to and having the same exact problems that you're facing. Now, that's just a basic scenario that happens not just to you, it has happened to me and has happened to pretty much every agency out there that's marketed their company. And so what we've done is we've created some guidelines in order to be able to, first thing is to be able to recognize. Number 2 at the same time is how to be able to understand and self-study what really happened. But those are things that we're going to talk about in future videos in our more advanced training. So in this particular section is we want to be able to just talk about reducing that 25%. Let me ask this question. How many times have you actually visited a potential referral source the second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, a sixth time, 7, 8, 9? How many times have you guys visited a potential referral source before you actually got that referral? Most agencies, when we ask that question, they actually cannot give us a sheet, a CRM, a printout, an Excel spreadsheet that shows us when they visited, what they did when they went and did that visit, and give us further explanation on who they met, who is the real decision maker, who are the type of patients that they can refer to you, how many types of patients can they actually do referrals, because these are questions that need to be asked when you are marketing your company. This is in the discovery mode when you're trying to do these things, and it's pretty much important for you to be able to do that. So what we know in this industry is that it takes around 5 to 7 visits before you can actually get that potential referral. It's very rare that you get that referral on that very first visit. And when you do get a referral on that first visit, your team needs to be very mindful and be aware what's going on, because more likely either this doctor is giving you one of the hardest patients in the world, or this doctor is really pissed at the current agency that they are referring to at that very moment. So you want to be able to make sure if that ever happens, whenever, whether you get the referral the first time you visit, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, it doesn't matter. Whenever you get that first referral from that potential referral source that finally converted, you guys need to be able to up the game. So what we do in Home Health Success Academy, when we work with a lot of companies that we pretty much manage their marketing team, or at the same time as the teams that I've managed in my previous companies, what I pretty much have is what we call the ABC unit, right? So A is pretty much any referral source that is cold, that we haven't really visited yet, okay? And these are the ones that we're gonna target, that we're gonna be, that's gonna be in what we call our hit list, and we go after them hard pretty much. And in future videos, we're gonna actually tell you what you need to do on a week-by-week basis to be able to increase the chances for that. B section is once we actually get a referral from a client, we put them in what we call our pretty much our cultivating section, which is the B part. This is where we make sure that we add additional resources, people in the team that actually has to make follow-ups other than the marketers. And once we've had a steady relationship with them, once they've been referring patients to us steadily, pretty much what we want to look at is if they can give us 10 patients within a matter of 3 months. If they are able to be one of those type of units, we then will move them into our C section. And this is where they really will be taken care of. There's going to be an additional person that's going to handle their accounts. But it's going to be different between if you're going to be a bigger agency or a smaller agency, but it's pretty much how to be able to create the commitment for that. But pretty much typically most companies, most referral sources, they average less than 10, right? In a 3-month period. So around 3 to 4 referrals a month, pretty much is what we're seeing. And if that's what we're seeing, we're going to keep you in your B. And the reason why you're in the B section is we have this thing where we're worried that you might actually leave us. So we're paying more attention to you as much as possible because we don't want to be able to lose this potential referral source. And the reason why we say potential, because you can be potentially leaving us, or you can potentially stay longer and give us more patience. Okay, so you must be able to create that section, and you must be able to generate your marketing strategies for every single type of referral source. Now, to shorten it, what we look at is that typically most companies, most marketers won't even visit a referral source that they visited for the first time. They won't even visit the second time, right? Because if what typically happens on that first visit is that you're going to hear the same stuff from them. They're going to say, oh, just leave your brochures. Or if you did a presentation, we love your presentation. You guys seem like a great agency. We're going to start referring to you when the next patient comes in. And when you hear those things, a lot of marketers, have this this glorious moment that the moment that they hear that, they're going to say, oh yeah, we're going to get the referral, but really doesn't get it. And then they have this fear of following up because they may sound or look or feel pushy. And that is far from the truth, because if you know you have a great service, right? In our first video series, we talked about if you have a great service, you are not selling, you're actually sharing. And so you should be happy that you can share more information. I want you guys to understand this, is that, and I'm going to repeat this in several of our videos, is that the fact is this: when you give somebody a brochure, they never really open the brochure. And I'll also ask you this question, is this. This is a good question to ask. Are you aware that what you came across yesterday, you can only remember pretty much 25% of it? 75% of the things that happened yesterday, you already forgot. 75% of the words that came in your ears, you already forgot. You're only going to remember certain things that actually what? Appeals to you. And so it's the same exact thing when we're marketing to these companies. Are we able to appeal to them? Are we able to show the features, the benefits? But what really appeals to them is the advantages. So pretty much series 1 talked about features, benefits, and advantages. So you must be able to create that in your presentation. Now, once again, imagine if you can shorten your presentation to them. You can shorten the sales cycle where you can actually, from the initial visit to then getting that first referral. If you can shorten that by 25%, okay, that means it gives you more room to bring in more opportunities for you to be able to visit newer facilities. Because let's say, for example, it takes you 1 month to nurture a potential referral source and get them to start referring to you. If you can reduce that by 25% and make it into 3 weeks instead, right? That gives you 1 week extra every month. If you look at that, that gives you what? 12 weeks in a year, which then turns into 3 months extra of adding more people to your potential hit list to start marketing towards. Okay? If we're going to start talking about numbers, how many people you should visit in a day, or how many marketers should be seeing in a day, that's going to be in a different section. That's in our more advanced sections, and we're hoping that you join us for those training, because that's going to be able to show you guys what you can expect with your marketers. But pretty much in this video, if you can shorten that, that's more important. Like I said, it takes 5 to 7 visits before you get that first referrals. So also, in each one of the visits, you must have something new to be able to give them. I'm not talking about some tchotchke like a pen, like a mug, or any of those kind of things. There should be pretty much what we call educational-based marketing materials, and we'll go further more as we go with our training to give you guys examples of that. And I've given some little hints of what you can do in the first training video set. So you can always go back there if you need to. There's a couple little tips, advanced tips that I've given, and it's very important to be able to have. So like I said, you must be able to shorten that. So typically, most agencies will only visit a referral source once every month. and sometimes wait 3 months before they actually visit again. My goal for you guys is to be able to teach you guys a technique, what we call top loading. If you're in the home health industry, if you're the medical side, you guys know about what we call, front loading your nurses. The reason why you front load your visits is because the first few weeks of a patient being admitted to you guys is the higher chance of that patient going back to the hospital, and you want to be able to make sure that you maintain them, right? So what you do is you do what we call a front load of nursing visits or therapy visits, and then reduce the amount of visits as the weeks progress into your 60-day certification. So, why do you guys do that? You do that because you want to make sure the patient's taken care of, the medications, handled, that you've reconciled all the medication, making sure they're taking the right medications, making sure that they have appointments set up. Those are things that you do in the medical side of the home health industry to make sure the patient stays home. Right? And so it has the same feeling as well when we're marketing. We want to be able to top load or front load in the beginning and then nurture in the end. Okay? So what we actually try to teach people is that you need to be able to visit a potential referral source 15 times, right? You must have what we call 15 touches in a matter of 4 weeks. And we're not saying visit them 15 times in 4 weeks. We mean that you're going to have to at least visit that potential client a minimum of once a week, and then have additional touches that goes on. So if you say in a 30-day period, just to give you guys basics, I'm not going to give you guys what I do day 1, day 2, because we seriously do something day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. If you look at it in a 4-week span, there's 20 days of work days, so Monday to Friday, right? We're pretty much gonna, if we are targeting a potential referral source, we're gonna have that person touched somehow, some way, 15 times minimum. If that site is a potential gold mine where we know we can get 10 to 20 referrals in a month, we're going to be there pretty much touching them almost every single day. And what we talk about is an email, is a phone call, is a text message, a video message, something by mail, cookies, donuts, small amounts. We never ever recommend spending so much money feeding potential referral sources, because we've seen in the past that we just become what they call their lunch ticket. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in feeding people's lunch. I don't believe in spending $30, $40 in a one-time lunch and learn with a potential referral source, because I know what they're trying to do. Some of these doctors, they have all these home health marketers lined up every day because they know that they're going to be fed for the whole week. And that's the last thing that we want to be, is somebody that's feeding them. So like I said, we need to be able to shorten that. So what we try to do is we front load our visits, where in a matter of 3 weeks, or a matter of a month, we're going to visit them once a week. Or in a 3-week period, if they're really, really something that we want, if I'm really after them, we're going to visit them pretty much 1.5 days a week. So pretty much in a 2-week span, we're going to see them 3 times, or 3.5 times almost. In a 4-week span, we're going to see them about 5-6 times, where it's a live visit. Like, hey, I was wondering, I know we were here the first day. Thank you so much. By the way, brought you a donut. And are you aware of our medication reminder program? I just want to be able to make sure how this can actually help your patients. Another visit, we'll say something, hey, you know what? Just wanted to drop off and ask if you wanted some coffee. I can swing by and get you some. But just in case, I brought you some juice or some fruit cups. And with that said, let me ask this question. Is there any other things that you wanted me to clarify with you that maybe you have questions on about our services and how we can quickly take care of your patients? If you have anything that you want to learn, I'll be glad to be able to help you with that. If it was a physician, I'll come in, hey doctor, did you take a look at the flyer I sent you about the G codes? It's how to be able to increase your billing for these patients that you're visiting, or these patients that you're taking care of that we're visiting. I want to be able to talk to you about that. It's only going to take me 30 seconds. I know you're a busy doctor. Just like the other physicians I work with, they're busy as well, and I'm glad that you're busy. I'm busy also, so I want to help you. So do you have 30 seconds of your time for me to be able to show you how to be able to make more money so that you can bill the patients correctly every time that you sign the care plans for these patients? Or that, if you're not aware, you're losing somewhere around $300 per patient per 60-day care. we'll come up with something that you'll be able to grab their mind, something that's going to gain their interests. Okay, and these are 5-minute visits, right? We have a more detailed structure that we're going to share with you as we go, but it is important to be able to know that, do you have a sales process created, and at the same time, as in your sales process, is it detailed what you're going to be doing, everything that you need to do to be able to create that program, to be able to create that interest for them to start using your services. So like I said, I just want to be able to make sure you decrease the chances, right? You don't want to be visiting somebody once a month for the next 12 months because you don't want to be pushy, right? It's either they're going to refer to you or they're not going to refer to you. And if they're not going to refer to you, you need to be able to kick them out of your list and bring somebody else and target them hard as well. So if you can reduce your sales process by 25%, that's going to increase the chance of more visits, at the same time getting you more potential referral sources and closing more sales. As we go to these whole training series, this is how to shorten the sales process. We're going to give you type of ideas how to be able to shorten that with more videos coming up. But in the end, as we go more in our advanced training, we're going to start giving you guys tips and tricks on how to be able to get past these gatekeepers, and then at the same time is increasing the chances of getting your referrals.